decades following Amanullah Khan's abdication were marked by instability and shifting political landscapes. The monarchy was restored, but the country grappled with internal divisions and external pressures. Afghanistan remained neutral during World War II. The reign of Zahir Shah from 1933 to 1973 ushered in a period of relative stability. This era saw a gradual modernization effort. Afghanistan adopted a constitution and introduced democratic reforms. The 1960s witnessed a growing Soviet influence in Afghanistan. The Soviet Union provided economic and military aid, shaping the country's political and social fabric. This period laid the groundwork for the tumultuous decades that followed. The Cold War cast a long shadow over Afghanistan. In 1973, a coup d'état deposed the monarchy and established the Republic of Afghanistan. This marked a turning point as the country became entangled in the superpower rivalry between the Soviet Union and the United States. The new government, backed by the Soviet Union, faced resistance from various factions. Islamic traditionalists known as the Mujahideen opposed the communist reforms. The country descended into civil war, fueled by Cold War tensions. In 1979, the Soviet Union intervened directly, sending troops to support the struggling Afghan government. This intervention marked the beginning of a decade-long conflict that would have devastating consequences for Afghanistan. The Soviet withdrawal from Afghanistan in 1989 did not bring peace. The country remained embroiled in a brutal civil war. Various Mujahideen factions, each vying for power, continued to fight. From the chaos and devastation of the civil war, a new force emerged, the Taliban. This Islamic fundamentalist group, promising order and stability, gained control of most of the country by 1996. The Taliban's rule was characterized by a strict interpretation of Islamic law. They imposed severe restrictions on women's rights, banned music and television, and carried out public executions. Afghanistan became increasingly isolated from the international community. Section 5, 9/11 and its aftermath. The War on Terror comes to Afghanistan 2001 to 2021. The September 11, 2001 attacks on the United States dramatically altered the course of Afghan history. The Taliban's refusal to hand over Osama bin Laden, the mastermind behind the attacks, led to the US-led invasion of Afghanistan. The US intervention, supported by international allies, quickly toppled the Taliban regime. A new government, backed by the international community, was established. The focus shifted towards rebuilding the war-torn nation and establishing a democratic system. The following 2 decades saw a massive international effort to rebuild Afghanistan. Billions of dollars were poured into development projects, education and healthcare. The Afghan people, yearning for peace and stability, embraced the opportunity to rebuild their lives. Section 6. A nation in transition post 9/11 reconstruction and the Taliban resurgence. Despite significant progress in the post-9/11 era, Afghanistan continued to face formidable challenges. The Taliban, though weakened, regrouped in the mountainous regions along the border with Pakistan. They launched a persistent insurgency, undermining the government's authority and terrorizing the population. Corruption within the Afghan government and a thriving opium trade further hampered reconstruction efforts. The international community grappled with the complexities of nation-building in a country ravaged by decades of conflict. Despite the challenges, Afghanistan witnessed remarkable progress in various sectors. Access to education, particularly for girls, expanded significantly. Healthcare improved and life expectancy increased. A vibrant civil society emerged, advocating for human rights and democratic values. Section 7. The Fall of Kabul and the Return of the Taliban 2021. In 2021, the world watched in disbelief as the Taliban swiftly captured Kabul, marking the collapse of the Afghan government and the end of the US-led intervention. The rapid withdrawal of foreign forces left a void that the Taliban quickly filled, raising concerns about the future of Afghanistan. The Taliban's return to power triggered fear and uncertainty among many Afghans, particularly those who had embraced the freedoms and opportunities of the post-Taliban era. Women, journalists and activists faced heightened risks. The international community responded with a mixture of condemnation and cautious engagement. Sanctions were imposed, and humanitarian aid became a lifeline for millions of Afghans facing dire conditions. The future of Afghanistan remained uncertain, shrouded in a cloud of uncertainty and apprehension. Section 8, Afghanistan under the Taliban. A new era? From 2021 to 2024, the Taliban, in their second stint in power, sought to portray a more moderate image compared to their previous rule. They pledged to respect women's rights within the framework of Islam and to prevent Afghanistan from becoming a haven for terrorists. However, reports of human rights abuses, particularly against women and girls, continued to emerge. The Taliban's interpretation of Islamic law remained strict, severely limiting women's access to education and employment. The international community remained wary of the Taliban's promises, demanding concrete actions to demonstrate their commitment to human rights and inclusivity. The future of Afghanistan remained uncertain, with the country grappling with a humanitarian crisis, economic collapse, and the daunting task of rebuilding after decades of conflict. Section 9. The cultural tapestry of Afghanistan. A rich heritage enduring hardship. Despite the decades of conflict and political turmoil, Afghanistan's rich cultural heritage endured. The Afghan people take immense pride in their traditions, music, poetry, and cuisine. Afghan carpets, renowned for their intricate designs and vibrant colors, are prized worldwide. The country's strategic location at the crossroads of ancient trade routes resulted in a vibrant blend of cultures and influences, Persian, Indian, and Central Asian traditions intertwined, creating a unique and captivating cultural tapestry. Music and poetry hold a special place in Afghan culture. From the soulful melodies of the rubab to the rhythmic verses of Pashto poetry, artistic expression has provided solace and inspiration throughout the country's turbulent history. Section 10. The Afghan People Resilience and the Path Forward. Throughout their long and tumultuous history, the Afghan people have demonstrated remarkable resilience. Despite enduring decades of conflict, displacement, and hardship, they have clung to their traditions, their faith, and their hope for a better future. The Afghan people have an indomitable spirit. They're known for their hospitality, their generosity, and their determination to overcome adversity. Even in the face of seemingly insurmountable challenges, they have found ways to rebuild their lives and communities. The path forward for Afghanistan remains fraught with challenges. The country faces a complex web of interconnected issues, including poverty, insecurity, and political instability. Addressing these challenges will require a concerted effort from both the Afghan people and the international community. Section 11. Conclusion: Afghanistan at a crossroads. As Afghanistan enters a new chapter in its history, the country stands at a crossroads. The legacy of conflict, foreign intervention, and internal strife continues to cast a long shadow over the nation's future. The challenges ahead are daunting, but so too is the potential of the Afghan people. With sustained international support, a commitment to good governance, and a willingness to embrace dialogue and reconciliation, Afghanistan can begin to heal the wounds of the past and build a brighter future for generations to come. The story of Afghanistan is a testament to the resilience of the human spirit. It is a story of hope, of perseverance, and of the enduring power of the human will to overcome even the most formidable obstacles. The world watches and waits, hoping that Afghanistan can finally find peace and prosperity after decades of turmoil.